To know that dangerous 68-year-old people are facing pre-dawn raids by machine gun wielding members of the FBI. And we're back. Mike Cernovich, hoaxedmovie.com. I have a movie out. We can talk about the movie in a little bit, but I want to talk about the breaking news. What is going on here? In what world do you send machine guns to see this is dark. In what world do you bring machine guns into a pre-dawn raid to Roger Stone, who is a public figure and would have surrendered voluntarily, right? The optics of this are terrible, and terrible in a good way, actually. If you're Roger Stone's people, you're liking this. If you're Roger, you're loving this right now. I can tell you that right now. This is just jackbooted thuggery.
Now from CNN, as the FBI arrives,
so you can see they have the light on because it's dark. They have lights everywhere. Oh, CNN happened to be there. But why didn't the FBI say CNN was obstructing a raid? Right? Has anybody asked that question? How did the CNN cameras get this close? Have you ever tried to film a police officer in public? Have you ever tried to film a police officer in public? They'll tell you immediately you're obstructing the view. You're too close. You can't do that. This is dangerous. And here they're just like, oh yeah, hang out, all good, all good. Do your thing. No big deal. Does anybody believe this wasn't coordinated with Team Mueller? Right? Does anybody believe this raid was not coordinated with Team Mueller?
Advisor, exclusive footage you're looking at right now from CNN as the FBI arrives at Roger Stone's residence.
Look how close. So I'm going to teach you a lesson right now. Look how close the camera is to the police officer. Sorry, a little technical glitch. Deep state glitch, hoaxed. Look how close they are to law enforcement. How did they get that close? How did CNN get this close to law enforcement if it wasn't coordinated?
In Fort Lauderdale, Florida, taking
and then
him
who's shining
into
the light
custody.
On the FBI? Is that
we
CNN?
Understand he will be arraigned in Fort Lauderdale later this morning. Indicted on 7 counts. 1 count of obstruction, 5 counts of making false statements, 1 count.
Why was this necessary, right? But that said, if you're Roger, this is a pretty good, the optics win is pretty good for you. And by that, I mean, if you want to say that it's a witch hunt, if you want to say these people are thugs, this video, you're not going to have any better evidence in this video. This is the high watermark of the Mueller investigation.
Of witness tampering. Again, they arrived before dawn there, before 6 a.m. or just after 6 a.m. A dozen officers were told. The FBI agent shouted, FBI warrant. And you can see it all play out right here.
This is just remarkable. It's just
really absurd. Now see how dark it is there? Okay, that is not my camera going dark. Literally, look at how dark it is. Why are you doing raids like this in the dark with machine guns? What legitimate purpose is there to have a raid like this in the dark? You can't even see the people, right? Well, what they do is they knock on the door and they're hoping that they startle the people and then they have an excuse to shoot you. That's the game. Crazy.
Another warning.
Yeah, there was no reason in the world to do that. There was no reason in the world
warrant. This is
to raid
called,
Roger's house. Roger's a public figure. He wasn't going to go anywhere. He wasn't going to come out shooting.
It is remarkable to watch this.
But I'm glad they did it.
You can see Roger Stone right there, a little bit behind that door. And yes, standard operating procedure for the FBI to show up heavily armed
in riot gear
like this. But they didn't do this
you know what I mean by optics?
For other people connected in the investigation.
Explain to me,
so it is remarkable that they did this without warning, without any indication to Stone's lawyers beforehand that this would happen. We don't know also if they executed a search warrant.
That Mueller did this to Roger. I contend this was a good thing for Roger. So tell me why that is. We'll play like a game of Jeopardy. I contend that what they did to Roger was actually good for Roger, even though that wasn't their intent. You know why it was good for Roger? Well, it was good for Roger because two things. One is it shows that the FBI and Mueller and CNN are the same. So the pre-dawn raid was great for Roger because it showed that the FBI colludes with CNN, which is great. And it shows that they have no decency, that they're going to kick down your door. Trump is speaking. Where's Trump? Where's Trump speaking at? Pasobik says Trump is speaking. Where's Trump at? Let me see. We'll click on over to there. Somebody wants to tweet me. Is Trump live? Okay, we'll go watch Trump. We'll clip over to Trump here. All right, hold on. We'll go click over to Trump. So Trump is doing what? Trump is live with more excuses. We shall see. All right, let's go ahead and watch the Trump thing.
Or whatever you want to call it, will be an important part of the solution. A bipartisan conference committee of House and Senate lawmakers and leaders will immediately begin reviewing the requests of our Homeland Security experts, and experts they are, and also law enforcement professionals who have worked with us so closely. We want to thank Border Patrol, ICE, and all law enforcement. Been incredible. Based on operational guidance from the experts in the field, they will put together a Homeland Security package for me to shortly sign into law.
No wall.
Over the next 21 days, I expect that both Democrats and Republicans will operate in good faith. This is an opportunity for all parties to work together for the benefit of our whole beautiful, wonderful nation.
So no wall, in other words, right?
If we make a fair deal, the American people will be proud of their government for proving that we can put country before party.
Good job, Trump.
We can show all Americans and people all around the world that both political parties are united when it comes to protecting our country and protecting our people.
No wall. Told you.
Many disagree, but I really feel that working with Democrats and Republicans,
what a weakling,
we can make a truly great and secure deal happen for everyone.
What's your excuse now, MAGA?
Walls should not be controversial.
What's your excuse now, MAGA?
Our country has built 654 miles of barrier over the last 15 years, and every career Border Patrol agent I have spoken with has told me that walls work. They do work. No matter where you go, they work. Israel built a wall, 99.9% successful. Won't be any different for us. They keep criminals out. They save good people from attempting a very dangerous journey from other countries. Thousands of miles.
Where's the wall, bro?
Because they think they have a glimmer of hope of coming through. With a wall, they don't have that hope.
This is a joke.
They keep drugs out, and they dramatically increase efficiency by allowing us to patrol far larger areas
what a joke.
With far fewer people. It's just common sense. Walls work. That's why most of the Democrats in Congress have voted in the past for bills that include walls and physical barriers and very powerful fences.
Trump's weak.
The walls we are building are not medieval walls. They are smart walls designed to meet the needs of frontline border agents and are operationally effective. These barriers are made of steel, have see-through visibility, which is very important, and are equipped with sensors, monitors, and cutting-edge technology, including state-of-the-art drones. We do not need 2,000 miles of concrete wall from sea to shiny sea. We never did. We never proposed that. We never wanted that, because we have barriers at the border where natural structures are as good as anything that we can build.
Blah, blah, blah.
They're already there. They've been there.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to watch the rest of that garbage. If you want to watch that, you can go, somewhere else. So what is your excuse, MAGA, for this? If you're MAGA, if you're pro-Trump, trust in the plan. What is your, I want to read what is the excuse for this? Trump just caved. So what's your excuse? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'd like to hear your, how are you going to spend this one? Come on, go ahead. Go ahead, MAGA. Go ahead, all these people. Cernovich, you're a fake patriot. Cernovich, you're too negative. Cernovich, you don't understand. Cernovich, blah, blah, blah. You're fake base, blah, 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 blah. What's your excuse? He also looked he didn't look good in that speech. Trump looked a little out of it, so to speak. He looks a little, how do you say? He looks a little senile.
Includes desperately needed humanitarian assistance for those being exploited and abused by coyotes, smugglers, and the dangerous journey north. The requests we have put before Congress are vital to ending the humanitarian and security crisis on our southern border. Absolutely vital. Will not.
I can't even. I'm disgusted with him. I'm sorry. I can't watch it. I'm disgusted. There's no other way to put it. Watching him to me right now is a complete total joke. And to me, it would be like watching gutter TV or something. It'd be like watching The Real Housewives or some kind of show like that. I have no interest in that. So if you want to go watch that full speech, it's being, streamed elsewhere and whatnot. I don't like to be lied to. Just say I'm not going to build the wall. I'm a coward. I don't have what it takes. And I'm pathetic. And my good friends have been indicted. And everybody I know is being steamrolled. My own son is probably going to be indicted. And I'm going to do nothing but eat Slim Jims like a fatso. I don't want to fat shame. I think that's verboten now. But go eat some more ice cream, Trump. Go eat ice cream in the White House and yell at Fox News more, bro. Nobody with any kind of masculinity has any respect for Trump right now. This is pathetic. This is a low point of Trump's presidency. Now, people are like, oh, Cernovich, you're mad. Do I look mad? I'm not mad. I'm just disgusted. I feel it's called contempt, which is worse than anger. Contempt is when you just look at a person and you think to yourself, you're just pathetic. You're just a pathetic nothing. There's no anger. There's not even disappointment. You're just gross. You're pathetic. I can't believe what you are, right? That's what I feel right now. Just contempt, and just he's pathetic. So Trump can go eat some more ice cream together. Trump is soy. Trump is soy. That is true. Trump is soy. Yeah, we'll just. Who has been giving Trump soy lattes? Yeah, so I guess my perspective on the direction that I'd taken a while ago is vindicated. I told you guys he was going to do this. Let's go see how Ann's taking it. Let's go see what up. Where's Ann? Ann is not tweeting. Okay, well that's a disappointment. So we're nothing from Ann. She's not tweeting. Somebody says you're disappointed in Trump. Everything I'm thinking. Yeah, President Soy. Commander and Soy. Commander and Soy. Probably that's been used, but I like it. It's a little hacky. You want to take calls? You want to take some calls? Call up Cernovich. You want to talk? Talk to me how you feel about our Commander and Soy, President Donald Trump. All right, I'll give you my the call number. The number is 1-866-438-1487. I'll tell you that one more time. The number is 866-438-1487. Give me a call. Let's talk about our brave president. Here we go. I'll take your calls, guys. We'll chat about it. 866-438-1487. 866-438-1487. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Hit the share button if you're on YouTube. Hit the like button on YouTube. Hit the share button on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the old what do you call it? Facebook emojis on Facebook. Thanks for joining us. By the way, we're just talking about hey guys, anybody asked me about Alex Jones, your gossip in your band? Alex is a friend of mine, but if you are trying to gossip about my personal life, because I get tired of, are you and Alex still friends? It's annoying. People ask me every day, what do I need to say every day? Oh, we're still friends. Are you in high school? Go away. You're not worthy. You're not worthy to be here. You're a child. You think you're in high school or junior high still. Oh, are you still friends with these people? Are you still friends with that guy? Are you still friends with that guy? How old are you? You don't belong here. You don't belong here. Hoax, by the way, is out. The reception has been better than expected. I knew it was going to be good. I knew we were going to have... Oh, damn. There's a bunch of people online.
Really evil people in the online world out of whole cloth make up this story that John Podesta and I are running a child trafficking ring in the basement of the Comet Pizza Parlor.
But conspiracy theory called Pizzagate.
Viciously phony rumors that the pizza joint was the base for a child abuse ring using underground tunnels led by Hillary Clinton and her campaign chief John Podesta.
This is insane.
No one was hurt, but this became an alarming consequence of a growing online phenomena: fake news.
The police say there is no sex trafficking conspiracy, but millions read about it on dozens of websites, including one called Danger and Play. Danger and Play is written by Michael Cernovich.
All media is narrative, and we are in a war of narratives. There is a story about me. That was a clip from Hoax Movie. We are going to take your calls now. As per usual, we'll figure out the audio situation. Sometimes the audio of the calls isn't good. So if you don't hear the caller right away, I'll repeat the caller's question here. Hold on, let me hold on, I gotta mute these channels here. Where am I still live here? Okay. How you doing, Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
Yes, sir, we hear you.
Hey, Mike.
Welcome.
Oh, hey, Mike. How you doing today?
Doing well.
I'm in the Los Angeles area. I admire you greatly. I'm actually from the South and spent many years in Washington, D.C. So I was very involved in the Trump campaign. And I am definitely from a sales and marketing background, as is President Trump, and he needs to be America's salesman and get out there and sell it and explain why his agenda is better and why being conservative is better and what's better for America than what the other guys have. That's, if Ross Perot had a better presence, he actually might have succeeded. And I think Trump has it all. I just don't see why he doesn't put up a PowerPoint and explain some common sense to some people. And be forceful and be proud when you know you're right about it.
I don't know, bro. It's been 2 years. You know, so the caller is basically wondering why Trump isn't selling the wall, selling his ideas more. I don't know. I think he's a broken man. I think I think they broke him. The deep state broke him. I think he's not who he was. And his speech, there were a couple, maybe I'll do a separate video analyzing the body language of his speech. But Trump is a defeated man. That was a very pathetic showing by him. And he's defeated. He's broken. They've broken him. The Trump that was in 2015, 2016, well, maybe there'll be glimmers of that this year. Glimmers here and there. But he's just a broken person. There's no other way to put it. Maybe he can, I don't know, go to the gym or do some meditation or something. I don't know. But as you know, sir, you're a caller, you're a salesman. To be a seller, to sell, you have to believe in the product, but you have to have that energy, that vibe, that chutzpah, the ask to close the deal, right? Sellers are killers. You got to make that ask, and to do that, you have to have that energy, that X factor, that je ne sais quoi, that whatever you want to call it, inside of you. Right. That fire is burning. There is no fire burning inside Trump. The fire inside Trump has died. What we're looking at now is embers. There is no flame. There is no passion. He'll throw a fit here and there and kind of rally people for a day or two. But that just sustained energy is gone. We have seen the end of Donald Trump. Today, mark your calendars. Today is the end of Donald Trump. And what that means, I don't know. We'll see what it means. But I fortunately don't have to defend him. It's not my job to defend him. And I'm glad that's not my job to defend him. I'm going to be embarrassed for people I'm going to be humiliated for people like Hannity who are going to have to come up with a way to like spend this. I'm already vicariously humiliated for Hannity and others who are going to have to find a way to spend this. And thank gosh. And thank the stars and heavens that I don't have to defend this nonsense. Thank you so much for your call, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we got a bunch of you online, and I'm going to take all your calls. If you want to stay on hold, I promise that everybody on hold now, I will get your call. I have a cigar here. I have a cup of coffee here, and we're just going to take calls and talk and banter and, you name it. Ithaca, New York, how you doing?
Doing all right. Obvious Trump is compromised. I hate to say it. I mean, they arrest Roger Stone this morning, and then this afternoon he goes on TV and folds. And it makes, Ann Coulter totally called this, and it's sad to see. I'm incredibly disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, usually when I'm critical of Trump, I get a lot more blowback from people, and I'm getting like 10% blowback. 90% of people are reluctantly agreeing.
Well, I'd love to hear you on Trump the Podcast with Pat Nixon sometime. I think it'd be an interesting conversation. You could bring some interesting perspective to that show.
Okay, maybe, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your call.
Bye.
Yeah, you can just hear it in people's voices. People are downtrodden. Florence, Oregon. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Welcome.
Thank you. I love your show. I really like your both sides of the perspective. Just speaking towards what's going on with President Trump right now, maybe consider that just like in any war, and we know we're at war. It's a psychological war, it's a technological war, psyops all over the place, misinformation everywhere. Maybe he's just, maybe it's just this battle tactic. Just to pull back and regroup, and because, like you said, he's up against the deep state. That's not just the United States; that's the entire globalist agenda around the world. So it's, I guess I'm not throwing in the hat yet on him. I don't think it's over yet. It's over.
Okay. I appreciate that perspective, and it's good for people to be optimistic. Me, when I look at Trump, I see a weak person, And that isn't the same Trump in 2015, 2016. I see a broken man. And he's
broken though. I mean, years of this, and we all need a respite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
and he's just amping up for the 2020. So I mean, just like he said, step back, meditate, just kind of step out of the fray for a minute. Okay, just get your. I mean, his kids been threatened, his wife's been humiliated. I mean, it's just I've never seen anybody drugged like I've seen this guy.
Yeah.
And whether he had it coming or not, I don't know. But I know that everybody loved him before he went into the politics field. I mean, and all these people that are bashing him now were big buddies, before he went into politics. So I just think, there's just sometimes you just got to stop and decompress and regroup. I think. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, okay. I hope for I hope for the people who support Trump that he's able to vindicate himself for you. But for me, just like when I knew Hillary wasn't going to win, my track record, unfortunately, is it's too accurate. And I can read a person instantaneously and tell if that person has the fighting spirit, and Trump had it in 2015. He had it in 2016. What I saw there was pathetic. That's not a man anybody, unless you like Trump already. So pretend, and it's very hard, pretend that you don't have a background feeling of Trump and you just saw somebody hunched over like that, stammer, I can barely give a speech, right? You would say that's a pathetic person. And you wouldn't say that's a strong person. You wouldn't say that's a warrior. And that's what Trump showed today. They broke him. And whether he can come back from that, put himself back together, that's an open question.
Well, again, let's keep in mind that, one of his favorite books is The Art of War. And, that he does do most things with strategy. So I don't know. I guess I'm not ready to throw in the towel on. I know that Clinton would have been worse.
Oh, sure. I don't have any regrets. I was an early Trump supporter. I've lost friends from my Trump support. I became a target. I'm attacked by the media. My family gets death threats. I've faced real personal consequences, but we didn't get into World War III. And so I don't have any regrets, but I can not have to keep living the illusion that Trump today is the Trump that he was 2 years ago, right? That's where I look at it as Hillary Clinton would have been a disaster for the country. So it isn't bad, but that doesn't stop me from saying what Trump is today and where he's going to go.
Looking at the optics of where he is today.
Yeah.
Look at the optics of where he is today and what he's up against right now. Okay, so we lost this huge, horrible battle in New York. Now it's open, Auschwitz in New York State. If you're, baby. That was one of his platforms was, pro-life. So that was terrible. Like I said, the whole obstructionism with the whole State of the Union meeting, Nancy Pelosi just, trying to run, offense at every step. I mean, I just think that there's more to this. I mean, I think that we have to be careful with optics, just like with the Native American youth. Right away, everybody jumped on the optics. They were all wrong. So I don't know. I guess I don't want to. I think that we should just like you would for anybody that's been doing fight and that's a forefront. Those of support need to add some extra support at this time to let them know that we haven't lost faith. Not in him. We didn't vote for him. We voted for a constitutional republic that he supported. We voted for our individual liberties. We didn't vote. He was the one that was, supporting that for us as Americans. And we voted for secure borders because it can't be just a Walmart of the world. So I just think that there is a lot on his plate still, and he's gotten a lot done. And I just think that maybe right now, if what your optics are correct, that we should just, as a space, that we need to just help, give him that additional support and encouragement that he is on the right path, rather than just, throw him off the boat. Say, because we look, beaten down today. I just think it's been a battle that has been not just, not just like I said in America. He's fighting his own party to get into this race. He fought against Republicans. Everybody forgets that the Republicans fought tooth and nail to keep him out, as well as the Democrats. And the whole world is, that wants this globalist agenda is fighting against him.
Sure.
What do you think? Maybe 10 people in this entire inner circle, are actually supporting and working for him, and how many people in the federal government are actually working for him?
Sure, I agree, ma'am. I agree with everything you're saying, and we're in a case of what I would call both of us are correct. So you're correct. But here's what I mean by that. I'm correct that Trump is a broken man. You're explaining why he's a broken man, and what you're saying is true, but your truth doesn't negate my truth. Now, the question is, can Trump come back from this? That's for other people to decide. That's for him to decide. Only he can come back from this. But my perspective and also just sort of what I do is my job is to not support Trump. My job is to let people know my insights and what I'm seeing about people and to explain my point of view. So my point of view is I look at Trump and I see a broken man. I don't see anybody that anybody fears or respects. I see somebody, everybody's just going to wait him out now. Pelosi won everything, really. So that's kind of how I see it. And you are saying, it sounds to me like you agree with my perception, but you're justifying why he is that way, which you're also accurate. He was surrounded from the get-go, and there are reasons that he's been broken. So it isn't that he was broken over nothing. Probably anybody would be broken for that. But yeah, I can simultaneously say Trump is a broken man. And also, ma'am, you're right that there's probably anybody would have been broken. Thank you so much for your call. All right. Like I said, we have more people online. I'm going to take all your calls. So if you're online, remain on hold. There's a queue, but I do want to talk to all of you, hear all of your points of view. And as you can see, you can call in and you can be as pro-Trump as you want to be. I'm not here to insult you. I'm just here to tell you what I see. Kansas City, Kansas. How you doing, sir?
Hey, really good. How you doing, Mike?
Doing well.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, I think for me, I'm still a wild Trump supporter. I love the guy. I don't really buy into the fact that he's broken. Time will tell on that, I think. But I think really, for me, if he started saying, all right, TPP, maybe that's not so bad, maybe we'll do it. Or, hey, you know what, we are going to get into the Paris Climate Accord. Or, man, Assad's got to go, we're going to bomb him tomorrow. Or raise taxes or whatever. As long as he's got pro-American, pro-populist, things that he's doing, I'm on board, man. I think we've got a short-term, setback here, but I still think we're going to get the wall. Maybe I'm delusional, but as long as he's with me, and I'll know in a nanosecond if he's not. If he starts doing all this other crap, then I'm out. But for right now, man, I'm on board. I hope we can get the wall eventually. But, hey, I think good things will happen.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your call. You have a great day too, sir.
Yeah, man.
Charlotte, North Carolina. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. It's Lewis. I met you up in St. Louis for your film.
Okay, great.
Year. I really appreciate the stuff you do.
Thank you.
I'm a Trump supporter, but I'm disgusted today.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bad deal. And I would say that the reason why you're not getting as much blowback as you usually do is because this is a central tenet to his platform, and he caved. And a lot of them are, I think a lot of people probably feel the same way I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree, sir. Thank you for the call. Yeah, that's the sentiment I'm getting from people is that usually by now I would have lost 1,000 Twitter followers, and I've only lost 200. So there's a couple issues going on. One is I've been not a Trump cheerleader for a number of times. So I think people who want Trump cheerleaders are they already left. But usually if I came out as aggressively as I did earlier, I would lose 1,000 or 2,000 followers like that. And I've lost A couple hundred, probably. Probably that's it. So that's a good indication that no good for Trump. Menomonee, Wisconsin. I don't know if I said that right.
Hey, Mike, what's going on? Can you hear me?
We can hear you well. We're just enjoying a cigar and a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's Menominee, Wisconsin. Unlike most of the country, I can actually pronounce Indian words. Most universities are named after Indians.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think we actually need a wall. You know, I am able to build like an auto-sentry turret, right? Like you see in the movie Aliens. You build that with paintball guns. I've used it with airsoft guns. We can do that with real guns. Set them up, load them up with ammo, put a sign in Spanish.
No. We can't shoot people. No. We can't do that, sir. Come on. We can't do that. That's no. This is absurd. I don't know if that was like a false flag caller or something trying to get me. No. You don't shoot people. Okay. You build a wall. You're killing people who are unarmed. So that's just beyond anything, sir. So I hope is that you are somebody here trying to discredit me by making a suggestion like that, and then people could say, "Oh, Cernovich, he didn't disavow it or whatever." No, that's completely out of line. And I hope that you don't really believe that, because if you do really believe that, sir, you need an education, not only in morality but also just in what not to do to be effective. Because if you did that you would lose any kind of moral high ground, possibly imaginable. So not only would it be immoral, but it'd be ineffective. But have a good day, sir. I hope you were false flagging me, but if you sincerely believe that, then I'm praying for you, and I would encourage other people to pray for you. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Mike? You know, I'm 46 years old. I'm Gen X. I am tired of being lied to. I am tired of having promises made by, I'm just saying, baby boomers, and I thought Trump was going to be different. I thought, like, maybe a boomer from the inside can, because they understand how it ought, but no. I can't deal with the weakness. I can't deal. They figured out he's a paper tiger. That's basically what they figured out. He's all talk. And if we can alienate him, and if we can get him to accept the people we want him to accept, he's not going to know what to do. The man's defeated. You got it right. I spent 20 years of my career interrogating people, talking confessions out of people for a private company. Okay? I had the opportunity to work with Trump back in 2004 when he was filming a commercial for us. I saw this man, how he operates. I see the look in his eyes. I see how he was taking in everything, how he was in control of everybody and everything around him. That's gone. That's gone. And this isn't even deep thinking you have to do. The corruption is everywhere. They're shoving it in our face. If it isn't the Catholic school kids, it's how the investigation started. What happened to the voter fraud squad? Remember that? And now we have what? Now you have what? Vote harvesting out in California? Like, everything's a mess, and it was all right there in the open. And nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. Just more speeches, more promises. I'm done. He was our last hope. There was nobody else to vote for. Who else were we going to vote for? We had no other choice. So I don't regret my vote for him. I think it might have delayed the inevitable now. But his friends get arrested. His supporters get beat up. They get demonetized. Like, take me and my wife. I'm Armenian. Most of my family was wiped out in the Holocaust. I'm married to 100% Dominican.
Trump did not recognize.
How does that work?
And Trump did not recognize the Armenian genocide, which so the great Armenian people, many of whom supported Trump refused to recognize the Armenian genocide, as with Barack Obama, to not inflame Turkey or whatever. So yeah, I talked to many. Well, I know, but Trump did. Yeah, and Trump.
Why are they even in NATO at this point?
Right.
Why are they even in NATO?
Yeah, why is Turkey in NATO? Why didn't Trump recognize the Armenian genocide? So many brave, strong Armenian Trump supporters in Los Angeles that would have made their day, didn't do it. So it's pathetic. Like I said, I can hear your frustration, sir. And again, I was the early Trump supporter. I said he would win when everybody said it was impossible. I was right. And I'm telling people it's over for Trump. This is a broken man.
I saw him like, this is the guy who's, if he would have done if he would govern, how he campaigned, he'd have super majorities. He'd have a super majority.
Yeah.
But no, now he lost the House because of ballot harvesting and whatever else was going on out there. He would have lost the House anyway, but not in the humiliating fashion that it happened. And it just happens. 14 races flip after Election Day. Where was Sessions? That alone should have been a reason to fire Sessions. Jeez. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. So.
You're first. A lot of people, sir. A lot of people share your sentiments. Thank you so much for your call.
No worries, Mike. Thanks for what you do, man.
My
Take
pleasure.
care.
Keep the faith. All right, sir. Your name is showing up. I don't want to use your name, so I'm going to try to think of a way to not dox you. Your first name. No, I'll say your first name begins with an S. How you doing, sir? Yeah, so
I'm good.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't want to.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can't. I didn't want to say your full name. I get this advanced software that gives me everybody's info, so I didn't want to, inadvertently dox you or something.
Sure, no problem. I appreciate getting a chance to voice my opinions here. I just wanted to say, I'm neutral about President Trump. I don't hold any loyalty per se. I did know when this election happened that the primary concern of most American citizens was about immigration. And as you know, we have a broken immigration system, and not one candidate was taking a good look at it except for Trump, who came out and said all the right things, but he said it in the wrong way. Calling Mexican racist or, Mexico is going to pay the wall. I understand that you and Scott Adams talked about his persuasion technique, which is fine, and it won him the election, but it's also quite concerning the way Trump went about and did this. I mean, immigration is such a central issue right now, and I think him not worrying about the other problems that immigration is making for this country. For me, there's no difference between legal and illegal immigration. Foreigners want to come into this country because of the opportunities that this country provides, as well as when they come in, it decreases wages because corporations love foreign labor because they can exploit them for their own needs. You're already seeing this with the H-1B visa program, where American workers in the IT sector are getting laid off, and then they're forced to train for foreign replacements who are coming primarily from India. And Trump then goes and tweets in favor of the H-1B program when he was running a campaign. In his campaign speech, he says that he's going to demolish the H-1B visa program as a cheap labor source program to bring in cheap labor from India. And then he tweets that he's going to try and get a pathway for citizenship for these H-1B visa workers. So it's always like undecided where this guy is going with immigration, and he was so fixated with this $5 billion for a wall. He was ready to even make a compromise and allow amnesty for DACA and various other programs. So he's lost this battle, but moving forward, what candidate are you actually going to vote for who actually cares about the immigration situation? People are going to be forced with, there's Trump, who still hates immigration, but then there's Kamala Harris, who's for open borders, and so is Tulsi Gabbard. If you look at her letters to Congress, she's been in favor of open borders. So I don't know, even moving forward, that people are necessarily going to jump off the Trump train and vote for someone else in the Democratic Party, unless maybe Bernie Sanders runs. But I really don't see how Trump could possibly even lose 2020 with this backhoe.
Yeah, I feel you, sir. I feel you. All right, well, thank you for your call, sir. Have a great one. We got Torrance, California. How you doing?
Hi, Mike. I'm 48 years old, and I live in the Los Angeles area, and I've been a Trump supporter since day one. I think I look at him as a warrior for us, and I think that if you bring down the morale and the troops, you're not going to have a good army, no matter how good the leader is. And I think that there's so many good things that he's done, that have not been highlighted. I think it's really hard for him to sell anything when they're badgering him and people within his own party. You know, I have ups and downs with you, but I always stay because I think you make good points. And I would be interested in hearing how you think he could sell this, because he's been to the border, he's brought out all the people, he's brought all these families in that have lost loved ones. I mean, I'm in the heart of it. I know. Been here in California my entire life, and the voter fraud is ridiculous. And I'm still standing strong with him, and I don't see him as weak. I see him as doing as much as he possibly can.
Well, he needs diehard supporters, that's for sure. Whether in terms of morale, remember General Patton, right? Morale, you have to have equipment, you have to have logistics, but there's no force amplifier like troop morale. And it's at the job of every leader to keep troop morale high. And so the question, the way I analyze leadership is, are Trump supporters feeling enthusiastic, amped up? Like, Covington just happened, ma'am. This was Kavanaugh level morale victory. The Covington kids was Covington level wave. Ride that wave. That's what a leader would do. And now all those moral gains, all that morale boost, gone, deflate. At least if you're a Trump supporter. If you're me, I'm optimistic. But for various reasons, not about Trump, just in terms of systemically, but new leadership will rise, and we'll see what happens. We're I'm 41, you're only 48. You said we're going to be around this planet for probably another 40, 50 years. So we got to just start thinking post-Trump world. What does that look like? What does a post-Trump world look like? What does an America heading in the current direction is heading look like? I don't know. We'll see. But thank you for your call. I really love to hear from the diehard Trump people, and keep the faith. Leesburg, Virginia. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mike?
Doing well. Smoking a Cohiba.
It's a very complicated situation we're in. It's hard to say whether you still support Trump or whether you think that he's a broken person. He's facing a huge cabal of enemies, including I think there's a lot of foreign money that went to destroy him as well, through lobbying efforts. But 90% of D.C. voted for Clinton, 4% voted for Trump, and you got to think that a good share of those people work for the government.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was, like you said, this Covington affair was a very good opportunity, and resources like your movie were an excellent possibility to really get back at the media for what they're doing and the fake news that they're putting on. I think that it's almost like I saw your movie in D.C., and I thought it was a very good work.
Thank you.
A very amazing work. You really exposed the media for the smear artists that they are.
Yeah, and that was the lasting gift from Trump, is that the media, now people just trust the fake news much less, and that'll make it less likely for us to get involved in wars and everything else. So that was the Trump's legacy, is he showed the media for what it was, and that's a good thing because the media does a lot of evil in this world. Thank you for your call. Havre, Montana, how you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Living the dream.
So I wanted to ask you, why are you jumping ship on Trump right now?
That's not I'm not a Trump supporter. It's not my job. It's not to be on Trump's ship. That's been at least a year and a half. My job is to analyze what is happening in the world and what's happening in Trump, and not to spin it or to carry water for Trump. So there's no jumping ship. I'm not on the Trump ship.
Okay, I understand that, but you also realize he's surrounded by people that don't do what he wants to do. His orders, they're not doing it.
Okay, whose fault is that?
Well, it could be rest on his shoulders, but he doesn't understand the power that he actually has.
Whose fault is that, sir?
What's that?
Whose fault is that, sir?
His advisors. He's not
Who
a
hires them?
politician. He never was.
Who hired his advisors, sir?
Well, he does, obviously.
Okay.
But he's also advised. He's also advised to hire people that advise.
Sir, you don't even believe what you're saying, sir. I can hear it in your voice. You don't even. I can analyze it in your voice. You don't even believe what you're saying, sir. You're just repeating talking points. You know it's bad. You know today's bad, and that's fine. I can hear it in your voice that you can't hide that, sir. You can't hide that.
Hold on. So does that mean that Trump already he knows who he's appointing?
I would hope so. He's president of the United States, sir. Why don't he could hire Ali Akbar to turn things around? Ali Alexander.
So are you saying he's in the game?
I'm saying he's a petulant child who only listens to Fox News and rants all day, and he never made the transition from an angry guy in a bathrobe yelling at the TV screen to somebody who's the most powerful man in the world. And he showed no interest in learning how to use his levers of power. He showed no interest in surrounding himself with people who are actually supporting the mission. And he just went along, and he took the lazy way out. And there's a lot of people he could put in there who could have helped him. Didn't hire anybody. Here's the number one question to ask the pro-Trump spin armies. Ask them how many people.
Wait.
No, sir. Well, I'm gonna let you speak, sir.
I did not support Trump blindly.
But sir, you are though.
I had my trepidation against that man. Because if you're rubbing elbows with all those big league people that make billions of dollars, he's got to know these people.
Well, again, sir, I hear it in your voice. I know how to read people. I do mindset work for a living, and you don't even believe what you're saying, sir. It's tonality, it's energy, it's vibe. You're just kind of holding on to a talking point. And fundamentally, so the number one question to ask people...
And what talking point is that?
Blind, Trump, he's surrounded, he didn't hire the right people. So this is all his fault, though. He's commander-in-chief of the United States. It isn't like, I don't know, it's not like he's a middle manager at freaking a T-Mobile kiosk or something. This is commander-in-chief. You don't get to blame the bureaucracy, right? That's just the way it is. Thank you for your call, sir. Yeah, so, I mean, you can hear it. There's just... People, they know what to say, but there's just not that, there's a vibe, right? Just like people now, they're texting me, oh, you look stressed. Wait a minute, I look stressed? I'm here enjoying a fine Cohiba cigar. Maybe the nicotine, maybe I'm a little amped up from a little bit of nicotine. Even though I don't inhale cigars, you still get a little nicotine and a little coffee, but I'm definitely not stressed. I'm optimistic as always. Okay, I'm going to take some more calls from those of you who want to call me. 866-438-1487. I'll give you the number again. Call in. Let's chat. 866-438-1487. You can call me. You can call in. Tell me why you really, why I'm wrong. I don't care. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry if people disagree with me. But I think that last caller is kind of prototypical, where like they want to believe, but you can just there's a confidence that people have in the voice, and there's no confidence in that man's voice. Right? There's just no confidence in there, in that man's voice. By the way, who has watched Hoax movie? Press 1 if you've watched my new movie Hoaxed, and press 2 if you have not. So have you watched Hoaxed? Press 1 if you have watched Hoaxed. If you have not watched Hoaxed yet, let me know. Press 2. You've been nothing but a traitor. You're a Clinton lover. So here's a typical, Y-O-U''V-E, it's just you've been nothing but a traitor, T-R-A-D-E-R, comma, Y-O-U-R-A, Clinton lover. So ma'am, I think you mean to say you've been nothing but a traitor, comma, Y-O-U''R-E, Clinton lover. That means you are. So your is not used properly there. So let's just say when people like that are attacking me, old Cerno's feeling pretty good about himself. We'll just say that if your comment is, you've been nothing but a traitor, like Trader Joe's, you're a Clinton lover, but you don't say you are. You say you're a Clinton lover. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about my old analysis here. Feeling pretty good here, if that's the level of criticism. Wow, we got a bunch more callers. People are excited today. People are fired up. I think people are angry at me. I don't care. I think people still don't get it, you know? I think people still don't get it. Columbus, Ohio, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, ma'am.
Listen, I just wanted to say something. I do not have a Twitter account. I'm 60 years old. I worked with the newspaper. I worked in another country. I worked in media all my life. I just wanted to say I just Google your name, go on, look at you, and I comment to you every single day to listen to what you're saying and read what you're saying. I listened to Mr. Trump today, my president. I voted for him. I really am annoyed. I opened your page. You know, I mean, I have your page open all day. I just switched your use, Scott Adams, but so big, and Coulter, you know. I just go through everything else. But I have your page open all the time. Your Twitter page, that is. I open it and after the president spoke and you said he's done. You know, I mean, he's a broken man. It's over for him. I saw it and I said, this is exactly what I felt because I heard him speaking and I'm saying, Mr. Trump, please, Mr. President, please, you're saying nothing. You're saying nothing. You're saying nothing. Then I heard him say, oh, we're giving money to these people who are coming in. I'm saying, you need money for a war. Why are you giving them money? I mean, it just didn't make any sense to me what he was saying. There was nothing that he said, and I kept saying while he was speaking, oh, just shut up. Just shut up. You're not saying anything that I want to hear. You just shut up. You're just folding like a, I don't know, cheap blanket, whatever the word is, the phrase is. But I'm saying to you, Mr. Cernovich, that if there is nobody else to vote for in the election, because I'm not going to vote a Democrat, if there's nobody to vote for, and he does run for elections in the next term, I will vote for him. I definitely will. But today, I am really disappointed in my president. I'm really disappointed. Now, there are a lot of things that I want to say, but first of all, I just want to say I did not vote for Jared Kushner, and I heard immediately as the president was finished, because I had Fox News, I had CBS, everybody else was open on my page in separate windows, and I heard what's his name again? This senator who worked with Jared on this whole thing. And he was talking, you know, all this really nice words and slow and calm and everything else. And I said to myself, they bamboozled the president. I mean, he was almost in his glee. This is Graham. He was gleeful that the president had done what he had done and spoken the way he did. So whoever wrote that speech, my goodness, I can't even. This is not the way my president speaks. So I know somebody else wrote that. He's folding also when it comes to Venezuela. I mean, Venezuela, you promised us on the campaign to be anti-war, and now you're saying you support the opposition. He's not even right-wing. He's a leftist as Maduro is. And I must tell you that I live 20 miles, my country is 20 miles north of the Venezuelan border. I mean, we've got Venezuelans just flooding into our country right now because of the problems that's happening in Venezuela. So I'm saying to you, Mr. Cernovich, I read you. I turn onto your page every day, and just to let you know, I do not have a Twitter account. I do not have a Facebook account. I do not have an Instagram account. But I do just Google you every single day. And sometimes I stay on until 2 o'clock in the morning when you're up, It's a little bit. I know you go to sleep late, and you have already said that you sleep late. So I just kind of go back and forth to who I can look at for Sovic in the morning. But after I've gone through Zero Hedge and Trudge and everybody else, there's nobody else with news. There's only the same recycling of stuff. So I just want to say, I heard the person before you. I think it was a woman that was speaking, and we know what you're saying is right. But when we also need an encouragement, the base needs to have some form of encouragement. And even though we know what you're saying is true, we need to have an encouragement. And what the victory that you all produced for us with those children at Covington High School was far greater than anything we've experienced in the 2 years since Mr. Trump has been elected, and the mainstream media has been just wiping their butts on our faces, literally. So I'm just saying, just do. I don't know who else is like me without a Twitter account that turns on to you, but a word of encouragement, I suppose, would ease us. And
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you for your heartfelt. I think you've expressed very eloquently what a lot of people are feeling, which is demoralized and disappointed by Trump, and that unfortunately is on him for leadership. Now, in terms of the country, yeah, Covington, we did Covington, not Trump. We saved those boys. It wasn't Trump doing that. And
that's right.
And the encouragement is that people like yourself, all ages, all backgrounds, are waking up. What happens next, I don't know, but I feel optimistic. I think my tone of voice is not defeated. I don't think I'm, here crying. My hair's a little, I didn't have time to do my hair, and the way I like to do it with the locks and everything, where I look extra cute. But I'm optimistic. But we have to be optimistic about how there's a spiritual awakening and a intellectual awakening in going on. And by the way, I think if you watch, hold on, we got a lot of calls. So I think if you watch Hoaxed movie, if you watch my movie, what'd you think of it?
I did not look at the entire movie. I had to go to sleep at the time when it came, because I'm here on the East Coast. So I went to sleep a little earlier, but I did look at a 10-minute intro. I don't know if the entire thing, I didn't check again, because there was so much happening with Roger Stone this morning. It was just wild all day today with the news. So I did not look at the rest of the movie. If it is still up, sorry, the documentary, I will look at it. And I just want to say, I don't feel defeated. I just feel disappointed. And I know that we have God, and we have to look beyond our president and look to God for, developing our spiritual strength, and knowing that, above it all, Jesus is the answer to everything else. But it doesn't take away from the fact that there's that initial disappointment, and I'm just going to have to work it out. Now, concerning your hair, I do have a son, a young son, and every time you talk about your hair, and, it's rumpled and all of that, and I look so cute and everything, it just reminds me of my son, because he has the same attitude. Mom, do you like my hair? It looks so good. Don't I look content to my mom? Mom, so, every time I hear you, it just brings, a smile to my face, and I laugh, and I say, yeah, you're cute. Oh, by the way, I did purchase some of your facial, the youth serum, and I've been using it regularly.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I mean, see, you're upbeat. You know that, you're young. 60 years old these days is not old. You'll probably live to be 90, maybe 100. So we know we got to have the long view. We have to be optimistic. We have to keep connecting with each other. We have to have fun. The whole hair thing is, people who know me know that it's kind of like a shtick or joke, just to keep the mood light. And that's the key, is keep the mood light. And you're a believer in everything, and there's more to this world than what we're living in now, and we have to focus on that and focus on just spiritually waking up everybody. And I'm optimistic, and again, that's why I did Hoax Movie. I think that a lot of people are going to wake up. So thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to hear from you.
Okay, and if it's I'm hanging up now, but if you have anything to say concerning Jared Kushner, we'd love to hear it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank
Bye
you.
now.
Well, I don't think Jared's ever given Trump any good advice. So Jared is the one who told Trump to fire Comey, which allowed the special counsel to be appointed. So I think by now we know that Jared's a little out of his league. St. Louis, Missouri, how you doing?
Hello, Mike.
Welcome.
Mike, how you? Yeah, Jared Kushner. To add to that, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a form of nepotism. Honestly, I have no idea why he's even in there. But I don't know. I feel like this is bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he says that he's gonna give it 3 weeks and try to compromise, but there's no compromising with these people. They're idiots. They don't know how to do business. I don't know. I'm just really let down right now. But I feel like it could still turn into a positive. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could still turn into a positive. He could declare a national emergency, but I just don't think he wants to go to that.
Yeah, that's a common sentiment. Thank you for the call. Oh, we have a super chat on YouTube. I'm a Trump intellectual. How do I call in to defend him? The call-in number is 866-438-1487. 866-438-1487. Washington, how you doing? Washington.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey, I was just thinking, when I remember Trump announced running in like 2015, and he started talking about this wall thing, nobody even thought there would ever be any wall at all, right? So I thought he got kind of far, and he at least showed the power of running on immigration policies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Trump did a lot. Yeah, Trump did a lot. There's I don't know what there's well, hold on, we have some glitch with my thing. Yeah, Trump definitely again, it's been a fun 2 years. New Orleans, Louisiana, how you doing? Nola.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah. So I'm not an intellectual. My name is Intellectual Trumpster, just to get a rise out of liberals because they always call us stupid, and then they end up losing the argument to me. But so I've been defending Trump since this all started. And first of all, I've been also a fan of yours since this all started, because I really do not think he would have been elected without you. I mean, from the very beginning, you were right behind him. It's amazing some of the stories that you were even responsible for. I forget him offhand now, but I remember. And the idea, I mean, I can't imagine the fire you're taking. I mean, you can't even speak about Trump without taking fire randomly. I mean, I just can't imagine. I'll just leave it at that. But so I'm behind you, and I don't care even if you did turn against Trump based on the stuff you've already done. I'm just so behind you. I wouldn't care. So in other words, these criticisms are not coming from I'm all about Trump, and I hate people who attack him. Am I still on, or?
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure to speak to you. And yeah, it sounds like you're one of the people, because a lot of people who are newer here, they don't know what I did in 15 and 16 and how active I was and how many hits I've taken and death threats against my family, including my then newborn daughter. I have 2 daughters, and we face death threats every day of our lives, to the extent that I had to involve police. So this idea, people come in and all their, their anonymous profile. By the way, I'm not anti-anonymous. I think most Trump supporters should remain anonymous just because of what I deal with. I think most people should stay anonymous. But it's interesting. People come in and they have no sense of. I threw the biggest Trump inauguration ball, the deplorable. I've thrown major events. I've risked my own life. I've given talks. And then they just come in and start lashing out at me. I broke some of the biggest stories of the year. And they would just want to come in and yell at me or whatever. And that's fine. People want to vent. But I'm glad that you at least have a sense of history and you know that my analysis and commentary isn't just coming from nowhere.
No, without a doubt, without a doubt. And I mean, and to that effect, some of the things I wanted to tell Trump fans and people who are against him now because of this is always look at the articles, even read the fake news media, because they lie in the headlines and tell the truth sometimes in their articles, and you can kind of get hints from what they say with the short quotes. Like, I mean, the biggest story to me is not this shutdown right now, is the attacks on Roger Stone and what happened. I mean, this is a vice. They're going after people. This is authoritarian. Going after people in the middle of the night, pointing guns at Manafort's wife. I mean, what is this for? He's not a murderer. He's not somebody who's dangerous. And then they have an article saying he wanted to kidnap somebody's dog, and they write this in the headline. And then the article, you have to find a link to the video where Roger Stone says he was saying he wanted to kidnap the dog because the dog was not being fed or being treated. Now, I don't know whether any of that is true. All I know is that's what he said. And the media should not report any of it if they're not going to report his side. So you have to go in there, and they have these short quotes of how he threatened the other guy, but they're all short and no context at all. So how can you? I mean, this is their job as news media to tell us what actually are the facts. So anyway, I haven't even gotten to the point of defending Trump yet because all this preliminary stuff. But I'm going to get to it now. But I don't know if you had a comment on that.
Well, give me your 30-second defense of Trump.
Okay, so I don't believe in this necessarily this 3D chess stuff, 4D chess, whatever, although there's something to it with his dealing in terms of what to say. I think it's a normal alpha male responding normally to the left, and so he, instead of backing down like all Republican presidents in the past, he stands firm, and then eventually what happens is he wins. So in this situation, I don't know. This might end up bad. I disagree with the shutdown being a big deal. I'm a libertarian, but anyway, so I don't think it's that big of a deal, but he thinks it might be. But in the article, let me just read you from Breitbart. The deal will trigger a bipartisan conference committee on Capitol Hill to begin reviewing a request for a border wall. And also, if they do not reach a deal by February 15th, the shutdown, we will shut down the government again, or he'll use executive authority for declaration of a national emergency.
Do you believe
that? The wall. Now,
do you believe that?
It might be just a tactic to say, look, I'm stopping this shutdown just for a moment, and watch how they're not going to give me the wall, and then he could reenact it. Now, if he doesn't, then you would have been right, but I think we have to wait before we can find out.
Do you believe he'll do that?
I have no idea, but if he doesn't do one of these two things that are in this article, then that would be a problem. I agree with you. And if 6 months from now this all stopped and there's no building of a wall, then I think we're done. Because I always tell liberals and even Trump supporters sometimes, look, it's like yelling at a coach for not winning the game in the first quarter. Now it's the second quarter. We're approaching third quarter. In the fourth quarter, if we're down by 50, you can start yelling if his presidency isn't over. And there's no way he wins without a wall. I mean, that was his candidacy, a wall. He has to build a wall. Because if he does, no matter whose fault it is, he has to get that done because the media will spin it and he will lose.
I agree, sir. Thank you for your call, sir. All right, we got more people on the line. I'm gonna take all your calls. I'm gonna be here all day. As long as you people want to talk to me, we'll talk all day. I kind of want another cigar. I don't know. Would that be a little? Press 1 if I'm allowed to have another cigar. Press 2 if you think I should not smoke another cigar. I have a Hoya de Monterey. It's like a double Robusto, I believe. I have a double Robusto Hoya de Monterey with my name on it. But I don't want to seem like a cigar addict. So press 1 if you're going to allow me to have another cigar. Press 2 if I should not smoke another cigar. Press 1, do I deserve another cigar? 2, if I should not, and I'll keep taking your calls. Rochester, Minnesota.
Hey, you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, I'm all figured out. Yeah, no, I'm just starting to believe the naysayers. I'm starting to, just listen to callers, talking to people that I know that are Trump supporters, and I'm just starting to realize that, where we're at, rather than being the American revolutionaries that we kind of styled ourselves after, we're just kind of staring at the telephone, realizing that the characters on the telephone aren't gonna come save us.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and as far as believing the naysayers, you know, people have different opinions on the 5G thing. But just looking at the numbers on immigration, I don't think under Hillary, the Patriots would have put up a stink if there were a TSA, if there were the equivalent of a TSA body scanner going up on every street corner, and they would have put up a stink if immigration numbers just kept crawling, kept going through the roof. But under Trump, we're all just sitting back and watching the show. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about the 5G?
Oh, are you talking about the new tech? The I don't know. A lot of people have been messaging me about it, and some people are worried about it, and I haven't bothered looking into it yet. So I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion on it. Some people seem concerned, some people don't, and it feels like one of those issues that I'm not going to be able to get any reliable information on either way. So I'll just sit out that, and then if somebody I respect creates a compelling case about it, then I'll amplify that and talk to that person. But I'm one of those people where my job isn't to have an opinion on everything. My job is, but when I have an opinion, it's well informed and it's insightful and it's something you're not going to get anywhere else. When I have one of those, then I'll share it. But until then, I'm just going to wait and see.
What concerned me about it was that it looks like it uses the same radiation band as TSA body scanners.
Mm-hmm.
And under Obama, we had all these people making a big stink about TSA body scanners
right
in the airport, but not on every street corner when it's a big, ubiquitous. People seem to be pretty silent on it. So I don't know.
Yeah, so here's where I agree with you. I think that there should be more of a conversation happening about it, absolutely, and there isn't, which to me would indicate that there may be some problems, because when we're not getting coverage on an issue that should be controversial, I start to think, I wonder why that is. So maybe I will look into it. Thank you for the call. Cocoa, Florida. How you doing?
Hey, you hear me?
We can hear you well.
Okay. Now, putting aside all the people getting on you because you're not a MAGA bullshit. That's just sad, by the way. We should all be independent thinkers, and we shouldn't be cult worshiping Trump like they did Obama. That's how we got here.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. I mean, we're a blue-collar family. We belong to a fairly large blue-collar community, construction, hunting, fishing. We're Florida, and I'm not really concerned.
Yeah, we're listening. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not really conservative. I'm not really Democrat. I don't think I could be either of those because we're working class. We can't afford to be either one of those, right? Or kind of in between. I got to go back and forth depending on what my family needs. Mm-hmm. So I really don't care about the gay issues crap because it doesn't affect my personal life in any way. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things I don't agree with the conservatives, and there's a lot of things that I do. And there's things that I thought I agreed with the Democrats, or they agreed with me, that now I'm saying that they don't, right? So now I'm just we're kind of having this awakening. Now, I have noticed that in our community, in our forums and stuff, and then we're talking, people don't have the same motivation for Trump that they did.
Right.
They think he failed.
Yeah.
They think he failed. I mean, it's pretty easy. When you're like in our shoes, and you're looking and you're seeing all your buddies no longer working on the road crews, and it's all these people from foreign labor, and your buddies are having to jump in the back of a truck of manpower for $60 a day.
Yeah.
And you're noticing this over and over and over again. Or if you're a subcontractor, you can't keep up with the others who are using foreign cheap labor. So while you want to help your buddies and you want to give them a job, you're going to have to charge a lot more to pay them. And you're not going to get chosen for that contract. Okay? Because that's just the reality of it.
Right.
And even though we want to give them jobs, we can't give them a job because we have to hire foreign labor because the foreign labor is cheaper. And when I submit that contract, I got to be low enough right? I got to be low enough where I can't be too low because I know what's going to think that we're cheap, and then I can't be too high because then I won't contract at all. So you see, you're stuck.
Right.
You're stuck. And we're being forced to hire people. And let me tell you what, people think that, oh, they're good hardware. Okay, fine. That's fine and dandy. If you look at their buildings over there, have you seen how their infrastructure is? Do you honestly think that by crossing the border and coming here that they miraculously became better builders? Okay? So then you got the cost now. Now you got the cost of having to fix things, which you'll always have somebody else up higher. So have to come back and fix the things that got messed up. That's basically my blessed out crew, right? They'll come and fix all the things that screwed up. And in the end, it ends up costing more money anyway. So we're stuck in this brutal trap. It's cruel. It's really cruel that I have to pick people that I know I'm giving them a lesser wage. Can't hire my buddies because they're more wage, but I got to have a contract because I've got kids to feed too, right? People forget that. We got a family too. And so if I don't get these contracts, I can't pay the guys that I do have or the foreign labor. Can't be a subcontractor. I can't have any of the American dream at all.
I agree. Yeah. And that, you're touching on a lot of the points, which is that so people who voted for Trump did so that they can have the American dream. And we want to help the rest of the world. We want to build up the rest of the world. We want to make the world so beautiful that everyone is happy. That's nationalism, is that we want Mexico to be amazing. We don't want these drug wars happening. We don't want the cartels taking over. We don't want death in Syria. We don't want people being sold into slavery in Libya, which is happening because of Obama's regime change. We're very, very loving people. We want the world to be great. That said, though, we have to make America great and prosperous and then share that prosperity throughout the world. And none of this happens overnight. So your points are really well taken, which is that the support for Trump came from entrepreneurs like yourself who you want to live a good life. You want other people to live a good life. But what'll happen is if you have truly open borders, everybody in America will just have a bad life. And then we won't be able to spread prosperity to the rest of the world. So I thank you so much for your call. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of great comments. We're getting really, really good calls today. I have a bunch more online. We're going to take it. I just want to, been lifting. Can you tell? Can you tell I've been getting back in shape. Getting back in fighting shape. So I'm just kind of checking myself out here a little bit. Don't take it personally here. Just, it's okay to love yourself. Irvine, California. How you doing?
Hey, it's Chris. How you doing today, Mike?
Good, dude.
You know what? I was watching a little earlier on your show about the wall, and when Trump started speaking, you cut to him, and then you said, "Where you at, Mega? Where's the wall?" Well, I just want to mention that I was actually down in San Diego yesterday with my drone, and I actually have live footage of them building that wall, 30 foot high, just as Trump describes it. You can see right through it. It's in concrete. It's all the way from the coast all the way until Otay Mesa. And so I just wanted to kind of update you as far as there's nobody covering this stuff. Nobody's mentioning it, but it's getting built. I have the footage, and I'd be happy to send it to you just so you can take a look at it.
Yeah, sure. DM me. My DMs are open, so just DM me drone footage, and then I'll check it out, and I'll be happy to play it too, as long as we can make sure it's legit. Thank you.
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you for the call. Yep. Binghamton, New York.
Hello.
Hello.
Cernovich.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
We hear you well. Thank you.
Man, I'm loving the vibe. I just wanted to just call in and just encourage you and just encourage everybody, but especially you. I mean, if people only knew the amount of money, the amount of time, and time is the one thing we can't get back. The amount of time that you and all of us invested in this movement, and especially you. When I see people
like downing you or trolling your family, because you're not personality driven. You're a critical thinker. Most of us in this,
We're listening, man.
most of us in this movement. Cernovich, you still there?
Yeah, ma'am, we're listening.
Okay, most of us in this movement, we are critical thinkers. We're not sheep or anything like that. What's going on is there is a low in this movement because so many people are so personality driven, and we have to get away from that. We have to identify the values, our core strengths, our core characteristics, qualities that are admirable, and policies that are just and that truly will make America great. And that is what you were trying to do. You didn't try to attach that specifically to one person. The amount that you have poured into this movement, and it's almost like a smack in the face.
This is all nonsense.
It's almost like a smack in the face, really, when people they just badmouth you or badmouth your family or what have you. Man, I just feel terrible about that. But I'm encouraged. I want to encourage you. I love the vibe. People who think that we're getting this wall, we're not getting a wall. I mean, you have to call a spade a spade. We're not getting a wall. Not in this current political climate. That was obvious today. Unfortunately, Trump looks so defeated today, and that rambling speech, I mean, he could have gone out there and said what he needed to say in about a minute or so. I believe we need to stop.
This is all nonsense. Knock this stuff off. Nonsense.
We need to stop.
Nonsense.
Sir, yes, I agree.
President Trump and the other sycophants, what do you think about that? We got a lot of people that's trying to make excuses.
Right. Yeah, we have, and we have hecklers now calling in, trying to, heckle and everything. And I would warn people who call in and engage in phone harassment that I have very sophisticated software up, and I do see all your phone numbers. So people who want to call in and be disruptive, you should probably not do that, because it is a crime to continue to call someone who has told you to stop calling them. That's not directed at you, ma'am. That's directed at a couple of hecklers here that I had to ban.
And you see what you just did? That's why you are great. That's why you and your beautiful family, you're going to do nothing but continue to prosper. In what other people look at as defeat, as disappointment, you look at it as a challenge. And that's what we need to look at it as. And just what you said, you're able to separate what's real and what's not real, and what's going on lately and what's been going on probably almost since the inauguration. It hasn't been real. First of all, sir, you are a leader, and there are many people in this movement that are leaders, that are just great Americans. But first of all, you can't phone in the presidency. I don't know about you, sir, but I feel as if a lot of what President Trump has been doing is phoning it in. I mean, it's like, has he shown up for America? Not shown up for me and mine, because I'm going to be okay, because my faith is in God. It's not just in a man or a woman or in any political party. You understand? But people who can't separate it and who's just strictly this particular ideology or whatever they call themselves, that's why they're so disappointed, and that's where the rage comes from, and that's where the hate.
I agree, ma'am. Absolutely, and you make a great point, which is we need people who remain positive, have a long view, and I think that's one of the problems a lot of people don't have, is they don't have any kind of spiritual awakening. But those of you who are like you, I can tell that you're positive. You know, you probably, you know, pray, you understand these things, and you're able to take the longer road, even the eternal view of the world. And that's more what we need. Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to hear from you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And before I go, I just want to keep encouraging you. You keep doing your thing. I want to keep just keep being you. Just keep being great. And also, I just want to end with this. True leaders, they surround themselves by wise counsel, but ultimately the buck stops with them. And this failure, and I'm going to say it like I call it like I see it, because I vote for Trump because I believe in him, and I'm an independent, so I always vote for what I believe is the best candidate because I'm not a sheep or a snowflake. But the buck stops with the leader, and President Trump doesn't believe that the buck ultimately stops with him, and that is where he failed, not only his base, not only this great movement, but where he failed in America. He doesn't accept responsibility when he needs to.
Thank
Sir,
you, ma'am.
You be blessed.
God bless
you
you.
and your beautiful family. I love you, Cernovich. Keep that vibe going. Have a great day.
God bless you. What a pleasure. Just so many great calls. This is why, you know, I love it when the people call. I love to hear from people. I heard a guy say horizontal stripes aren't flattering on me. Probably because you don't have a physique and you are narrow. But if you're big like me and you have big broad shoulders and you actually look like somebody who works out, then horizontal stripes can be quite flattering. So I definitely do not need I clicked over to your profile, and trust me, you definitely do not need to be giving anybody any kind of fashion tips, and you do need to hit the gym, bro. Bloomington, Indiana, how you doing?
Sorry, what?
That's you.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Welcome.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay. So I'm actually still a law student, so I'm a relatively young Republican voter. Well, independent voter, voted for Trump for the first time in the presidential election. And so I actually have spent most of my political science career and then my legal career studying the legal implications of his presidency and whatnot. And just as like kind of a side note on my thoughts with his cave today, that one major point that he's overlooked is he's most likely going to wait for these 3 weeks and then try to enact a national emergency when inevitably the Democrats aren't going to side with him, is that the oversight that Congress has on the national declaration power still continues to exist, and they'll now have that 3 weeks to be able to continue to limit it as much as they may seem fit. So I also think that him thinking that that's going to be a safe thing to keep in his back pocket is most likely going to continue to blow up in his face. I also do so I'm from Indiana, so Mike Pence is home state, and he was from my original congressional district. In terms of like on the ground support for Trump, I can say that certainly from what I've seen, that it's continuing to wane. And I know that I've obviously talked with you from time to time on social media, and from what I'm starting to hear, is that the chance of a primary opponent, I think, is going to continue to increase. I think you're going to start to see some more kind of push behind potentially Nikki Haley, or even trying to get Mike Pence to come out. So I just kind of want to see your thoughts on some of those.
Yeah, I noticed what you've noticed. You mentioned the on the ground support. It just, Trump doesn't come up that much anymore. There's a lot of these things are hard to measure. There's so much to, you're having a hot hand or it's a vibe or something. People aren't out there really excited for Trump. There are a few people. There's a very vocal minority of people who are, but most people are, will Trump win in 2020? People, you lose a lot by backing Trump, and it looks like you don't really gain much. And if you're like Roger Stone, you can have 13 people and with machine guns show up at your door while it's still dark outside, and that's kind of what you're looking at. These are issues that people are ignoring. Yeah, so 2020 primary challengers, Maybe he will. I don't see a Republican winning in 2020. The Democrats have too much of a talent pool. But, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe an independent runs and that splits the Democrat vote. That's always a possibility. We don't really know. But, yeah, Trump, he needs to turn it around, man. It's bad. There's really no other way to put it. Thank you for your call. Houston, Texas, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Well.
Hey, man, just wanted to comment on a couple of things, man. First of all, man, I appreciate your independent mindset. I think you and I actually don't have, our ideologies and our philosophies don't match, but I think our mindsets match.
Mm-hmm.
And so I appreciate you kind of taking a stand against this. I am not a Trump supporter, but I am a president and pro-U.S. supporter. So that makes, I'm totally with him as far as, hey, making things better and so forth. But the second point I wanted to make was I think his business dealings kind of got the best of him here. And the reason for that is because typically, as a businessman, he has a lot of money. He can wait things out. He can litigate things. He can kind of put it on the back burner, just keep waiting and waiting and so forth. And he used that technique for this deal that he's making right now. And you can't do that. You're not playing with bank money. You're not playing with your money. You're playing with people's lives.
I want to interrupt you. You made such a really brilliant point that I hadn't necessarily even thought of myself. So I want to highlight what you said is, yeah, Trump, this is a really great insight, people. This is why I love taking calls. You educate me all the time. When you're rich, you can play the long game. Oh, well, if somebody's threatening to sue you, you lawyer up, you litigate them to death. You can have it drag on 10, 15 years. And Trump went into the White House thinking he could keep playing the long game. But you can't play the long game with the bureaucracy, the deep state, whatever people want to call it. Right. They'll win. So that really is an important point. I think I might do a whole video about just that point. So didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think you're exactly right. Is if you're a billionaire, you can just bleed people to death with legal fees and costs and a PR blitz, and you're insulated from that. But the long game isn't how Trump won. Trump won by being reactive, super responsive, winning that OODA loop. He went in thinking he could play the long game, but you're going to lose the long game every time with the deep state, the bureaucracy, whatever the heck people want to call it. That really is a great point.
Yeah, and to further that point, if you will, his personality was really what kind of drove people towards him. If you recall correctly, there was an instance where the question at one of the debates was, I think it was Vicente Fox says, F no, we're not going to pay for no wall. And then he immediately countered with, the wall is going to go 10 feet higher. Look, I don't agree with the guy, but I love that response. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, hey, I'm not taking anything from y'all, So when he does that, it kind of reminds me of my dad, a man's man, saying like, hey, I'm not taking anything from anybody. Mm-hmm. And you can do that when you have that support and you have those resources, and you can kind of stand up to those kind of attacks, and especially if you're quick on your feet and you can do that. But when you get sucked into the system, when you get sucked into bureaucracy, the politics system. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the call, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Portland, Oregon, how you doing?
Hello?
Hello.
I think I have the wrong number.
You're calling the wrong person. Okay, that was weird. Okay. Beverly Hills, California, how you doing? You have a 3-1 code area code. Okay, well, Santa Monica, California, how you doing? Okay. San Antonio, Texas, how you doing?
Yo. Yo, that Murder King, he just got...
Collingswood, New Jersey, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Living the dream, sir.
Yeah, you know what, Mike, honestly, like, after today, it's like, what's the point of showing your support? I mean, the risk and everything. I mean, look what they tried to do to Covington kids and everything. I mean, listen, I'm former law enforcement. I'm this, but in today's society now, you're like a pariah if you support them. Basically, you're racist, you're this, you're that. I mean, the liberals, they're going to smash this. I mean, is it worth the risk? I mean, is it for your support besides somebody who doesn't stick up for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you've said many times, like Trump has all this weapons, and he lets his people get smashed. I mean, basically, he didn't come to the defense of those Covington kids. You guys and the rest of Twitter saved them, and they're still trying to bend stuff today to make them look like they did something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're absolutely right, sir. Thank you. Yeah, it's just all downside, no upside. All right, Beverly Hills, California.
Hey, I'm not all that familiar with your positions, and I'd like to have a little bit of a back and forth. I caught you on Alex Jones in the past, 2 years, and I know you're not on there anymore. What do you think? You were privy to a lot of inside information. What do you think Trump's biggest mistake thus far is, Mike?
Oh, the personnel was the number one. The person from the get-go, he surrounded himself with people who were not loyal. This was all, 2 years. If you remember from 2 years ago, nobody got hired from greatagain.gov. So the traditional throwaway line is, oh, Trump's advisors aren't Trump supporters. And the answer is, yeah, I know. And that was 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, he could have surrounded himself with people who really had his back. And unfortunately, he didn't. And unfortunately, it's as simple as that.
Hold on here. Name some names. Are we talking Jared and Ivanka specifically? Are they ruling the roost?
All right, we got a caller from Santa Monica, California. How you doing? All right, that's weird. So, all right, friends, we're going to be taking some more calls, I suppose. Do you want me to take more calls? Press 1. I love how people are saying 310 is half area. When people call in, their phone numbers show up, right? I have a special program because I would have people call in and try to say really just out of line things, and then they would clip it. And so I know the full numbers of people calling in. So if I say the city, there's a reason for that. So the phone number is, and by the way, the guy who I just talked to, his audio is too clear. So that's the troll. You can always, the trolls think they're very clever, but he had a radio quality mic, and thought, so I could tell he was trying to take me into a trolley direction. You learn these things when you've been doing this as long as I am. So you can kind of tell, like, wait a minute, you're calling me from a speaker microphone. And then I could see the path he was leading me to. And then my guess is he was gonna head into an anti-Semitic direction. So you just watched me in real time sniff out somebody who was gonna call in and try to troll and try to say anti-Semitic things, and then try to use that as saying, oh, these are the kind of people who call in. And guys, I know the troll techniques. So boring. Phone number 866-438-1487. Call in 866-438-1487. I'll keep taking calls because people want me to take them. If you are on YouTube, hit like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you are on Periscope, tap the screen a few times. And if you are on Facebook, hit me some emojis. Yeah, the trolls are clever though. The trolls are definitely clever. By the way, I'm reading a lot of really funny. I'll show you right now, which is my favorite style of like dunk. Here, let me see if I can find it for you. These are like my favorite. These are what I call verified irrelevance. Right? Let me see if I can. So the verified irrelevance are kind of trying to dunk on me, and I'll show you how pathetic it is in real time. Hold on. Let me show you. I can't even keep up with notifications. A lot of people are mad. A lot of people are happy. A lot of people are claiming I'm melting down, which is always funny. I always think it's amusing when people are trying to, I don't know, hurt my feelings or something. You're melting down. It's like, no, I'm doing a live video. You could see if I was. You could see if I was melting down. I am a little sleepy. I do have two kids now at the old house. All right, we got Downers Grove, Illinois. How you doing?
Hello.
Hello. We hear you, ma'am.
This is Lisa from Chicago.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, thank you.
I really could relate with the woman from Cincinnati that called in. I too was. I'm not on Twitter, not by choice, but ultimately it ended up being one of the best things that happened to me. I do open up your Twitter, Ollie's Twitter, Pasovic, all the the whole gang daily. And I enjoy your critical thinking. I have no ill will about what you're thinking in terms of where Trump's going, because I feel the same way. I think anytime Lindsey Graham is for something, we just know that it's not in Trump's best interest. So I'm just wondering if you have any thoughts on why he's surrounding himself with some of these rhino types.
That was get-go 2 years ago. We saw this, we saw this 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we knew this was going to happen. 2 years ago. And why? I don't know. That's the mystery. I think that'll be the forever mystery of the Trump's decision to not hire people who actually supported him and to hire people who plotted against him. That'll be one of the great stories that I hope to break one of these days. But how are you feeling otherwise?
I just can't let it get to me because, but I do fear the socialism, and I mean, the leftists are going in all kinds of different directions in a coordinated manner, and I think that that's formidable. But, sometimes I sit here and think they're probably threatening him and his family, but he's the master of the ship now, and we are his family. This country is his family. And if he doesn't do this right, that's just one step closer to full-blown socialism. That's just how I feel about it.
All right, well, thank you for the call, ma'am.
Thank you.
Huntington Beach, California, how you doing?
Hey, Mike, I'm good. How about you?
Doing well.
So first of all, I saw Hoax last night, and it was great.
Oh, thank you.
Good
Thank
job
you.
on that.
Thank you.
My thoughts on the wall in itself is that I don't think it's going to be extremely effective or necessary, but as a tool for getting reelected, I think it's absolutely necessary. That being said, I don't see any of the announced Democratic candidates, beating him. I see only maybe Biden doing it. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's the big question is, and my answer to that is I don't know at this time. They're going to have a big knife fight. Who knows what's going to happen? We're very dynamic elections now, and nobody knows who the nominee is going to be. So we'll see, sir. I'm happy to say I do not know who's going to win in 2020. That much I can say.
If you ever decide to run, I know you're an Orange County guy. I work in fundraising, so I got your back, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you for the call.
Take care.
All right. Your area code 310. I'm not going to dox you fully, but I will tell you that you are engaging in phone harassment. So, 310-428. I do have your full number. So you need to quit. Well, or just so you know, this is phone harassment. You're actually violating state and federal law. So if you keep being disruptive and you think that we don't know who you are, okay. A lot of people are learning that I handle things behind the scenes legally in a way that it's not, I'm not going to dox you, but I do know who you are. I do know who you are, and you should definitely quit breaking the law. All right, my friends, have you watched Hoax Movie? Have you watched Hoax Movie? That's the question on everyone's mind. Have you watched Hoax Movie? Press 1 if you have. Press 2 if you have not. I am actually quite pleased. Pleased would be an understatement. The response to it has been like, I knew it'd be good. I knew it was going to be like that good. And you can also get a free copy of Hoax the book as well. Here, let's watch the Hoax trailer here for you.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
How do we explain how this is possible?
How did this happen?
Press 1 if you
Since
want.
Election Day, questions have been raised about the role that false news stories distributed online played in the final result.
There's been a lot of talk lately about
fake news.
Fake news, hoax sites, and hyper-partisan blogs.
A threat to democracy.
All media is narrative.
We are in a war of narratives.
I think it's interesting to have someone like Mike doing a documentary about fake news because it's owning a term that has been directed at him.
Until it happens to you, you can't really understand how powerful the fake news is.
People who have been printed in the media a lot can start to identify who's fake news.
I've been lied about repeatedly. My friends have been lied about.
Because they know their true story more than anyone.
I don't have to frame.
Uh-oh, we have a surprise cameo appearance. Cyrus coming out. She wants to know why Dad's working because it's a Friday and Dad's work on Friday. But we now have 2 daughters. We have Syra and we have the new lovely Rumi. And a lot of people are asking me how they're getting along. And the answer is they're getting along quite well. They're getting along incredibly well, actually. Uh-oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Who is that? Who is it? Who's coming out here? Don't walk through the cords. You got to walk around the cords. You got to go around the cords. She's coming out. She said, Dad. She's saying, Dad. Hello. She's getting so big. Oh, bush. Okay, you want, here, you can have this. You can have this. It is 1:05. 1:05 p.m. Sai. Uh-oh. Oh, you want to go play with Mama? No. You want to go here? Okay, it's nap time, baby. Let's go play with Mama. You want to go play with Mama? Okay, go play with Mama. Okay, go play with Mama. Okay. That was the lovely, the legendary. Gorilla Mindset equals tears. I love when people say that I'm upset when you can like literally watch me online. Shauna, come here. I want to show you something real quick.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. But that's very, very, we got some very good news then. I will tell you this. I will tell you this soon. Yeah, we will, I'll tell you this. Great news though. All the liberals on the yeah, there's a lot of trolls. Trolls on both sides. Oh. A lot of trolls on both sides. All right, my friends. I'm going to go take a break. I'm going to take a dad break. But I can always come back. Thanks for watching. Go to hoaxedmovie.com. 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 You can watch the best documentary of the decade. Maybe in all of human. It's actually really good. hoaxedmovie.com. Check it out. Go watch it. I'll be back streaming again tonight, most likely, sharing my thoughts, insights, commentary, and taking your calls. Go to hoaxedmovie.com.